Hello, everyone. Welcome to another podcast episode of Haystack Nation. I'm Jesse C.S. here with Doane, Doane, and Evanette, Doane, and Vanessa C.S.
Howdy.
Howdy, folks.
Hello.
Hello.
Excited. It's the last podcast of the year.
Excited or sad?
Well, depends on how you look at it. Is the glass half full or half empty?
Exactly.
Well, we're not ending Haystack Nation this year.
Just the year.
Just the year.
I like that, Vanessa. Looking at the glass half full. I like it. So, yeah, this is going to be 2021 is just about over. And now we're going to be headed into 2022. I thought this year just went by way too fast. But nonetheless, here we are. And we're going to, just kind of wrap things up for this year. Thanks, guys, for, taking some time to do this. So we just kind of...
Anything for you, Jesse.
Huh?
Anything for you.
I appreciate that, Doane. Appreciate that. With Christmas coming up, man, it means a lot. So we just had the, holidays. Well, not that they're over because Christmas is coming up and New Year's is coming up, but we've had some holiday stuff that we've done.
Activities.
Yeah, thank you, Vanessa. And I've started off kind of with the Keene Parade. You can find that on our YouTube, right? That was kind of fun. You guys had never been to a little
parade.
Town parade like that.
It was cute.
What did you think of it?
It was nice.
You enjoyed it?
Yeah, because we recognized a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, the whole Adventist
community
is there in Keene, which is...
I mean, every step you take, you're like, oh, hey,
what's going on?
2 more steps. Hey.
Yeah. Hey,
People you hadn't seen in a while.
throw some candy this way.
Yeah, there's a story about that involving my mom and candy. Didn't go too well.
Oh, man, I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw it coming.
I did. I tried to block it, try to reach it, but I was out of my reach and got my mom right in the eye.
So real quick, there was some students marching and they were just throwing candy like baseball. Like it was a baseball, right?
Yeah.
And I was too far away, but when I looked up, I saw the candy come in that direction. And when I turned to see where it was headed, it hit her right like in the eye, I think.
And I missed it by, I don't know. It seemed like I barely missed it, but I probably missed it by a mile.
You're a bad son, man.
I know. I felt bad.
Well, and then Elijah got hit in the face too.
And then Elijah gets hit in the face too by the same group. I actually called, because it was a local school. I called the school the next day and I complained about it.
What'd they say?
They apologized, But I mean, what else can you do, right? But I just wanted them to know that for
next
time, just
talk to your
gently
students.
throw
the
candy.
Gently toss it to the ground, not up in the air.
Next time we'll teach them how to throw the candies because we're planning to.
We're gonna have our own float.
Parade.
We are entering the parade next year.
Okay, y'all just made this official, so now you have to actually.
We are.
Go through with the plan.
Well, it's
Vanessa
not just.
looks a little scared.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
they're the
it's
creative, right? They're the creative designers for
the. So we'll see.
They're the creative designers for the group. So
I don't know about the float.
time to get busy.
We are gonna have a float. It's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be fun, and
should we throw like bags of haystacks?
We should
a chip.
like ingredients.
Yeah, ingredients for
A little
lettuce for you, an olive for you.
Put it together.
You just mix it all in a bag.
And that's kind of weird.
Inside.
With a spoon inside.
Or a fork. That'd be kind of.
Actually, you could seal it. Like they have those.
Well, and anything is possible.
We'll see.
You know what? Anything's possible.
But it might be soggy.
Haystacks is healthier than
beans
candy.
Just don't hit someone in the face with a haystack.
Yeah.
That would hurt.
Yeah, especially if the pointy end of the chip
Gets you right
hits
in
your
the
eye.
eye.
Yeah.
Could be very dangerous.
Unless you use Fritos, they're a little more rounded.
And then we will be officially done and finished with our Haystack Nation.
Yeah, we don't even have liability insurance.
We don't. They would sue us and we'd lose everything.
We'd lose our float.
We'd lose our little soundboard here. It's about all we got, and a few microphones.
If they sue us for everything we have, the soundboard and that's about it.
But the holidays have been fun so far. So we did the parade. That was a really cool thing. I mean, again, it was a little small parade. They go down the street and then they come back the other direction, and it's pretty much
And then the fireworks. That's always
and then the fireworks. And so if you haven't seen our video, check out YouTube. Go to our Haystack Nation channel. Check out YouTube. Check out the Christmas video because Doane did a great job with the drone footage. I'd never seen the parade from that vantage point. It was really cool. It was really nice because they do it at night, and so all the all the vehicles in the parade, they're all lit up and decorated. And then they have the local churches have their floats that they make. And so it was really pretty. And then,
even the fireworks, right, from that.
I was going to say, the fireworks were amazing. They spend more money on fireworks in that town than they do fixing the roads. So it was pretty.
So if you see a pothole, don't complain.
No,
they'll make up for it at the end of the year.
Right, with the fireworks. Why'd you look like that, Vanessa?
I hope nobody is listening that's from Keene or on the board in Keene.
But isn't that a text?
This is all for this is the this is the comedy minute, I guess.
Yeah, the comedy.
Just kidding.
The comedy 5 minute. Then we had our little holiday Christmas party. That was fun. Thank you.
Pajama Christmas party.
Pajama.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was good times. Good times.
It was good times. It was fun. Played some interesting games.
Good laughs.
Had some good laughs.
Good food.
Yes.
Food was good.
Yes.
Great games. Yeah, the games were.
Man, we had leftovers for like the next week.
Yeah. Well, good.
So if you host, that's the advantage, right?
You get all the leftovers.
You get all the leftovers. Exactly what
People
you want.
be trying to take their dishes on. Nope.
No, stay. That stays.
Brought that here. That stays.
Or you're like, yeah, take that.
Yeah.
Take it with you. We're not gonna eat that. That was great.
Not at our parties.
No, it was really fun. Thank you, Evanette and Doane, for hosting. I know you guys were really nervous about that. But
No, man. Us nerve? No, come on, man.
we had like 20 kids,
Yeah.
unsupervised.
They
for
were
the most part.
supervised. There were games for the kids.
There were games for the kids. You
They
have
were
to have
involved.
games. Yeah.
They had a good time.
We won't talk about the games that the adults played. Some of us had a little too much kombucha in our system.
Kombucha.
Which for those people that don't worry, it's not alcoholic. So just put it out there.
I think it might be though. It's probably fermented. So
But, I'm sure. I mean, it
maybe a minor
it
portion.
does a number on your stomach if you have too much of that stuff. But that was fun. That was great. Holidays are always fun when we all get together, and I just the fellowship and just being together and the friendships that we have. It's just a lot of fun, and everything was fantastic. So thank you guys. So we've had another year of Haystack Nation, and we've talked about a few things, and we've done a few things. You guys have any favorite moments from the past year that come to mind?
From Haystack Nation?
Yeah, a favorite moment from Haystack Nation, or just your favorite moment of the year.
I would say my favorite moments when we all went to Broken Bow in February.
Yeah, we started off the year.
Yeah, that was
a good weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Good times with friends. I think I don't remember if we did a podcast, but I would say that was up there.
That was fun, and it did rain all weekend.
It did
kind of
rain all weekend.
We got
not
the
all
hike
weekend, but
though.
it did rain.
Yeah.
But it was just fun. The cabin was beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there was enough space for everyone. And
I think
was
that's
great.
when we shot.
Modern looking cabin too. Real, it was real. I mean, they had everything you needed, right? So
Yeah, fully furnished, and that's when we did our little
Our little commercial
for healthy living.
yeah,
where we
that's
start-
right.
where we were gonna start our challenge.
Yeah.
And everyone was able to participate in that, which was really nice.
Oh, that was another thing about this past year was a challenge that we did.
Yes.
What is it? 20?
Yeah, fitness challenge.
Yeah.
21 day.
21-day challenge.
21 day challenge, right? That was challenging for me because I did a lot of the the little.
you ate healthy, right?
I think I did I tried to for
was
21
our-
days.
Haystack 21 challenge.
21-day
21-day challenge. New start.
It was. So every day we did something different, right? Whether it was nutrition or exercise or hydration,
Or water,
or
yeah.
sunshine,
Rest.
all rest.
We'll have to do that again.
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
And I'll
really
say
good.
because my boss even said I would follow you whenever you were doing that because I was
Yeah.
like, oh, what's she going to do today?
All right. Let's.
You were being an influencer.
yeah.
Maybe we can
Good
do
job.
it.
Mentioned
but
it.
catch this backwards. How would you do that? New
How
start.
would you
so
challenge yourself?
Backwards.
honestly, it makes more
Overeat.
sense because no backwards, like because we went in order, kind of. Right?
Oh,
Like,
I
Oh,
thought
from
we
new
would do
start,
it
yeah.
the
new
opposite.
start.
Oh, do the opposite.
Do the-
Overeat. Don't drink enough water.
Be
And I think-
dehydrated.
No, I think it's no.
Don't rest. Wow, that'd be very
Be
destructive.
overworked. Let's see what you're.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'd probably just be ill and sick and miserable. The opposite of what we're trying to accomplish here at this Haystack Nation,
Yeah.
Evanette.
So let's do that for next 2022.
That was fun. Yeah. We should do another repeat, make it an annual kind of thing. So yeah, that was a good moment. I enjoyed also talking with Jordan.
Jordan, yeah. What was that, the Valentine's?
Yeah, the Valentine's
all
one.
of our
Del Armente, yes.
Yeah.
marriage, dating
We
advice.
gave marriage advice. Yep. And we
Even
gave
though
dating
half of us
advice.
haven't been out there in the last 10 years.
When did we
but
speak with
whatever.
Brian?
Things don't change in 10 years.
When did we speak with Brian?
I think it was this past year also. Yeah.
That was
Brian,
a good one too.
Brian shared his story with us as well. And then we had Jonathan and the other Vanessa.
Vanessa Aldana.
And we gave them parenting advice.
The other Vanessa.
Yes.
And I don't know, we saw them this past weekend and
They were at the party.
they said our advice didn't work.
Which one?
I think it was I know. No, they actually wanted to do a follow up with us.
Oh, okay.
A follow up podcast, and so they could talk about like what they learned from us.
Okay. We should rewatch.
That should be a really short podcast.
I know. I'm like, what did we say?
What did we say?
Yeah. Enjoy the sleepless nights. Enjoying it yet?
Well, they were funny because they talked about their little baby boy, and they were at first a little bit concerned because they felt that he had no joy, like no expression, like no smile.
Oh.
Not concerned, but it was like, I think our child's angry.
Oh, Jonathan said, I think he's gonna be a grouchy kid.
Yeah, he's angry because you brought him into this world.
Yeah.
It's like, why'd you bring me here for? But no, he's a cute kid. He was a cute baby. So we're really happy for them, and we will have him on again to review and catch up with them, see how they're doing.
Yeah. What they've learned so far.
What they learned so far.
About the last 3 months.
Yeah. Hey, it's like a crash course. So
Very true.
But that was fun. And the one thing I remember about that podcast was there was some confusion there between a panda and
the restaurant.
Baby panda.
And a baby panda, and that was kind of it was funny. So check out that podcast. Those of you that are listening, and that was a fun one. So we just had we've had a few good moments, few good laughs, and then I really liked the one where. And I don't know if Vanessa and Evanette were part of this one. I think it was you and I, Doane, and we did. It was early in the year, and we just wanted to kind of focus on making Jesus important, right? I mean, the center of your life. So that was kind of the focus. The desire of the year was to
desire of 2021, right?
Yeah, desire of 2021 to kind of make Jesus an important central person in your life. More than anything.
Were you able to do that? Do you feel accomplished in that goal?
I think that's just a journey.
It's an ongoing thing.
Yeah, it is an ongoing thing. Now, are there things that brought me closer to Jesus, I think, this year? Yes. And that's the same for every year. You just feel like you're walking closer, walking better. But don't get me wrong. There's times when I'm just like, I feel so far away from him. Like, I just feel like I've walking away or the other direction. And those are challenging moments because, you do feel a little discouraged, but
it's also a good thing because it means that there's a struggle inside of you, and the struggle itself. Who says this? Asherick says this. David Asherick. The struggle itself is a sign of life, right? It means that
you're not dead yet.
Correct. You're fighting the good fight, man.
Speaking of, I know Vanessa also had a lot of growing this year. She shared in one of the podcasts. She shared how she's been working on, getting your spiritual life back on track.
Through them walks.
Yeah, through them walks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was good. I mean, that I felt that was a pretty important podcast, and that you shared that with other people, and hopefully they find that same inspiration and follow that very simple advice that you gave. So that was good.
Well, I found out, as you know, we had some downs also. Not the whole year wasn't just a year of ups.
Mm-hmm.
But I got hit with COVID pretty hard, was hospitalized. But through all of that, I found that sometimes these challenges are more like spiritual opportunities, man, and that really helped me grow in my faith. I guess for the remainder of the year, but and it's been good, man. I mean, ever since then, it's just I've been making it a point to spend time with in in prayer and also in in devotion every morning.
Yeah.
Not just by myself also, but with the girls. And I mean, we've grown so much since that time. So, some good things, and we talked about this on the podcast, right? Good things can come out of challenges.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was actually read a verse this morning where I think maybe it was Romans, and maybe you guys will know this, but it talks about how we are to glory in tribulation. Tribulation develops perseverance, and perseverance, patience, and patience character, and character leads to hope. So in tribulation, ultimately what that shows us is the end product of tribulation is hope. And you wouldn't think about putting those two things together, because tribulation and hardship actually sometimes people feel hopeless in those kind of situations, right? Mm-hmm. But in Scripture, it teaches us that tribulation can actually lead to hope.
Yeah.
So, that's a really powerful concept there. Yeah. So yeah, I think we've learned, and I think us as a group, the four of us, I think we've all, grown in terms of doing this.
Yeah. Our friendship together has
blossomed into a beautiful flower.
Yes.
I was just going to say grown.
We're closer to you guys than ever.
It's great. True
story.
How many people, do you come across in life where you can share those experiences, share their stories, and do something like this? I mean, it's a pretty special thing. So pretty happy about that we've all, because I remember when we first started this and Vanessa and Evanette got involved, you guys were really
quiet.
Yeah, we just wanted to be in the back. We didn't even want to talk.
No, you didn't. And here you are now. Look at that. A very important part of this ministry. Yeah.
And then only people could see them before we start recording. Right?
That's a whole other side that you haven't even seen.
Singing karaoke.
That's right.
Yeah. Moments before this podcast, man.
You're welcome.
Maybe we should have that as a segment, moments before the podcast.
We should. We should.
Man.
Like a little...
That's too dangerous.
That's how we warm up.
That's right.
Yeah. Yep. That's true. That is how we warm up. But then it hit that record button, and then you guys like...
That's right.
It's quiet.
And it's for real.
And then it's like, oh, I'm an angel. Oh, I'm a saint.
Are we not off when we're off the camera?
Next time, when we finish this, I'm going to pretend like we finish it, and I'm going to keep it going.
Just keep it going. You could just hear
and
me.
And people will see the true colors. No, I'm kidding.
They just see how fun we are.
We are all...
He's like, no, I'm just kidding.
We're all saintly. Doane, you recently did something pretty saintly.
Saintly? No, man.
No, but
It's a nice segue.
Yeah, right. Did you get that? But so recently, I'm sure a lot of people that listen to this podcast will know that there was some very wild weather that tore through part of the country, and tornadoes that ripped apart towns and homes and communities. And so
ran course for multiple states.
Yeah. And so you went on site to one of the places that got devastated. Where'd you go?
We went to Mayfield, Kentucky. I flew into Nashville, and then from there, a missionary pilot with Wings for Humanity, or it's Adventist World Aviation, actually. They picked me up at the smaller airport, like 30 minutes away, and flew me straight into...
So how did you end up? How did you end up finding this opportunity, or where did you find this opportunity to go?
You know what? The funny thing was that I didn't find it. I think like I was scrolling through Facebook, and the Lord just put it there in front of me.
Yeah.
I'm part of another group on Facebook. It's the F5 group, and they're all about. They're one of the reasons why I wanted to do that challenge when we did the health challenge, but they're all about health and fitness and stuff like that. So they just had put a message out saying that they were looking for volunteers, and I didn't think about it that first night. This was right when the tornadoes hit, but But then the next morning, you know, I was having worship with the girls, and we were praying because we'd prayed that night, you know, for all those that were impacted by the tornadoes. And then, you know, I forgot to pray for them in the morning. My little girl reminded me that we needed to pray. And then something just came over me and told me, like, you know what, you should go.
Now, have you ever been to a disaster site before?
Never, man.
Never. So this is the first time?
Yeah, first time.
So you get there, right? And just describe what you see and how you felt about the scene.
Well, I mean, flying in on the missionary pilot's airplane, I mean, you could see the destruction from high up. I mean, you can just see for miles the path that these tornadoes took, and it's just mile after mile of destruction, right?
Is it, you know, you watched some of the footage on TV. Does it do any justice, like when you see it in person and you're there? No,
man, it's completely different when you're on the ground. I mean, it's just, you can turn around 360, right, and see it for yourself. But on top of that, you know, I also went with my drone to help with search and rescue in the event that we needed it.
So describe the people that you met down there, you know, the victims that were, you know, just kind of describe what they said, what they experienced, you know, what their reaction was to having all these people coming in and helping out.
Yeah. So you know, the crazy thing was that I got there maybe like one day after the tornadoes had hit. And so there was a lot of movement, a lot of people moving in and out, people coming from all over the place to help. I went in to help with the group out of Ardmore, Oklahoma. It's the Gideon Rescue Company. And, you know, they put this group together because in times of disaster, right, it's usually the time when people's hearts that have been impacted, right, by these disasters are a little more willing to open up and listen to you know, positive thinking,
for some hope,
spiritual,
right?
Yeah, spirituality, hope. And that's their goal is you know, you can live so many days without food, so many days without water, minutes without air, but not a moment with hope. So that's their whole goal. Is as soon as a disaster strikes, they're headed there for that very purpose, is to point people to you know, a source of hope, right? Which we know is our Creator.
What impressed you the most about your interactions with some of the people there? Yeah,
so the people that we met, they, you know, as you would expect, the government hadn't moved in, right? So like,
you're the first ones on the ground.
We were the first ones on the ground. FEMA hadn't even moved in by then. But yeah, I mean, you're meeting people with just people that have lost their house. It's just a slab left. People that have lost 3 walls and only have 1 wall up. People have no roofs. People that have lost loved ones in the tornado. People that are without power. And it was kind of cold, so, you know, it's hard. People, you know, running around frantically looking for supplies. So it's just a variety of people, man.
What can you recall a story or an experience that you thought, man, this is a miracle? Like God really had a hand in this particular situation, or
yeah. So the one that comes to mind is the story of Felix. You know, we became good friends, but I met him at the distribution warehouse where they were distributing supplies to those in need. And I had helped him carry his supplies to his truck. And, you know, I asked him, I was like, hey, is there anything else we can help with? Do you need prayer? Would you like us to pray with you or anything like that? But he opened up to me. He started telling me that his wife was one of the ones that was in the candle shop or the candle factory. And the factory, as you know, had collapsed on multiple employees. And she was buried for 4 hours. You know, and he thought she was gone. He actually went to the factory to look for her and couldn't find her. And in his moment of greatest need, well, he first calls his kids to let them know that he couldn't find their mom. And so, you know, he was already crying and sad. But in his moment of need, he told me that he just said a simple prayer. It was like, please, Lord, I don't want to lose my wife. I have 4 kids. And all of a sudden, someone calls him that there's voices under some rubble, but they couldn't get to it. And while he's there looking to see how to get through the rubble, someone hands him something to cut through the framing and the beam. And so they start pulling people out after they're able to get through the framing and beams. And the first one comes out, second one comes out. Meanwhile, there's a couple of employees that have passed on, or the third one comes out, it's his wife.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was able to pray with him and to thank God with him, right?
And that
for
moment,
that
right?
miracle, in
Yeah.
that moment.
Wow.
You know, and I don't know that he ever considered doing that, but
Did you cry?
Man, it was hard. It was hard not to, but I wanted to stay strong. But he was actually crying.
Yeah. Well, that's
I
emotional.
mean, he was crying a lot, man. But we became good friends. You know, during my time there, I kept checking up on. I took his contact info down and kept following up with him. And the biggest blessing was that we were able to connect him with a local church member through prayer and just faith. Found a local church member that was going to look out for him, right? And so. I mean, to this day, he'll still text me. And he just recently let me know that his wife got out of the hospital.
Oh, great. Fantastic.
And we had been praying for that, right? So that's an answered prayer.
Yeah.
And so now Felix is starting to see how God is working in his life, right? As this group is here to help him with his needs. I mean, multiple members from the group stopped by to visit him, plus this other member from the local church that stopped to pray with him. I invited him to breakfast and prayed with him again. And so he's seen that God is working in their lives.
And that's kind of like the whole, well, not the whole, but the main reason is that, you know, you go out there, you help people in need, you introduce them as you have opportunity to, you know, to God. And in his case, he had an answered prayer, and you guys were there to kind of support it and support him and his family. And wow, that's a great story, man. Would you do this again?
I would, in a heartbeat, man.
Yeah. It's great when you have those opportunities to go out to those kind of situations.
And honestly, it's not. I saw it more of a blessing for me, man. It helped my faith grow to see how God worked in certain people's lives. You know?
Yeah. Well, thanks, man. Thanks for representing Haystack Nation. We were all there in spirit.
Oh man, shout out to the Gideon Rescue Company, man. They're bringing hope to people in time of most when they really need it.
Those are some of the most challenging things that you can do, is to volunteer in those kind of situations, because there's so much unpredictability. And, you know, at the beginning, like you guys getting there before anyone even shows up, there's so much stuff to even consider and organize. And it's like, where do you start, right?
Yeah.
It can be very overwhelming. So, man, thanks for sharing that with us.
Of course.
And thanks for going.
And I'll be showing footage, as you know, I'll probably put it up in the background. But
And I just want to say that when Doane did this, we were really proud of him. I mean, the girls. Only because Doane, when he wants to do something, he's going to go do something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just all talk. And I think a lot of times we're like, we need to do this, we need to do this. Dwayne's like, I think I need to go do this. And I'm thinking, he's going to go do this.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Without even a beat. I'm like, okay, I guess he's going to, because the next day he flew out.
Yeah.
This wasn't like planned or anything.
Yeah. He's very spontaneous about things.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's life with Doane.
Yeah, no, it is. Yep. You just never know what direction you're going to go in.
I like to make plans, but I have to be flexible that it may not happen.
yeah, I mean, it was the Holy Spirit prompting, obviously, man.
Yeah. Well, that's thanks for setting the example, man. You know, we need to be more doers.
Yes.
We have to, man.
And I think it was a very good example of being out there helping people firsthand. Like,
Yep.
Like
Absolutely.
he said, being the hands and feet of Jesus.
That's right. We all need to do the same thing. And hopefully, you know, as this next year also goes on, you know, we all have opportunities to do that. And we don't necessarily have to go to those kind of situations. No. There's a lot of people, whether it be in our families or our friends or circles, you know, that also need from time to time, you know, us to be those hands and feet and to be doers, right? So there's always opportunity. You just have to pray about, you know, pray to God to give you those opportunities and to open up doors for us to do something.
And when we got there, man, like we didn't know where to go, but when we prayed about it, every appointment we had was divine. Yeah. I mean, there's other stories. I'm sure I'll share it in the coming podcast.
You and you talked about some with me, and I know there's definitely other stories there, but for sure, God has a way of leading us, and He wants us to always find an opportunity to do good. So yeah, thanks, man. I'm glad you had that experience. Last words. This is it, man. 2021 Haystack Nation. We are wrapping things up. So what do you guys want to say to our one person listening out there?
Thanks for listening. We hope we've inspired you in some way.
In some way. To do something.
So I was going to say our goal for next year should be tell more people about Jesus, right?
Yeah.
Wherever we're at, workplace, wherever it may be.
Yeah. And even this, I mean, I know we're kind of doing this in the comfort of our homes, right? But I hope that this is a way also that we're encouraging someone out there, to walk with Jesus, to find those experiences, right? Those opportunities where you can grow spiritually. You don't have to find the
disaster place.
Yeah, I mean, it's great when you have those opportunities, right? And like Doane said, they do help grow your faith, but we don't have to have this very extravagant experience. I mean, just walking with God each day, doing his will, keeping his commands, that's where God also wants to reach us, is in those times. So we hope that this ministry as part of someone's life that maybe we're,
because you may be going through your own personal storm.
Yeah.
And
maybe there's a tornado in your life.
Yes.
But I mean, yeah, that's kind of, that's definitely what we want to aim for with doing this as well. So yeah, I mean, this year, guys, any other last words? Hopefully this isn't the last time that we do this. But you were talking about hope for the new year. So what's your hope for the new year?
Come back to me.
You haven't defined it. You haven't defined it quite yet, right?
Hope for the new year. Yeah, let's start with you.
With me? Okay, I'll tell you about this past year. There's a psalm that I always came back to over and over again throughout the course of the year, Psalm 91. You guys are probably familiar with Psalm 91.
Yes.
Because that talks about God's protection and about finding security and refuge in him. And I think with all the things that we're experiencing, and even Vanessa and I, throughout the year, we have our ups and our downs, and we've had a lot of challenges. And, that's a psalm that always gives me a sense of security. It always reminds me that God actually literally is interested in protecting us. It's not just that he makes some kind of vague promise, right? That, oh yeah, I'll be there. But I mean, Psalms 91 just seems to outline it very specifically in ways that God wants to protect us and give us security and give us the promise for life, for health, for prosperity. It also addresses that we will have hardship, but it also says that God is always present there. And as long as we make him our refuge and we make him the person that we go back to in those moments, he's always going to be present. And for some reason, that psalm just has stuck with me all year long. And I think that will be the case for the next year for me also. Just because the uncertainties, the things that are going on, you just unprecedented sometimes. You just didn't even know what to make of it. And God's always going to be there to take care of us. So,
yeah, I was able to share that verse, that chapter with people in Kentucky, and they were comforted by it. So
it's a powerful. For me, it's been a powerful sense of comfort.
I mean, one of the verses says, right, like those who call on my name, I will answer.
Yeah, and
that's what I told Felix. I was like, you realize you called on the Lord's name and he answered. Mm-hmm. He was like, yeah,
yeah. It's and we have a great God. He's always great. He's goes faithful. Very faithful, and that's one thing I have to keep learning every day. Every day. All right, guys.
It's a daily walk, man, like Enoch, right?
Yeah, and look what happened to him. I think he had a good outcome.
Yes.
Right?
Excellent outcome.
I think he went to a better place.
Literally, yeah.
Literally.
Some book that says something like that.
He's in a better place, and he never saw death. I mean, that's amazing, to walk that close to God that that God would be like, you know what? Just come with me, man.
Come to my house tonight, Enoch. Right.
Let's walk to my home.
Just come be with me. That's the theme of 2022. Come be with me. Jesus is saying, come be with me.
Come walk with me.
Who knows, man? This next year could be the year that he returns.
Let's hope
I
so.
hope so.
Let's hope so.
Wouldn't that be wild? Wouldn't that just be You know,
That would be great.
That just means we have work to do, man.
we got work to do.
Yeah.
All right. We have work to do, and we won't let you down. Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll see you back here next year
2022.
on Haystack Nation. God bless you guys.